The boys are now fully focused on the Scottish Cup after we have been crowned champions. Not only that, a lot of news around the club has been with regards to potential signings as we look to build on this campaign this summer. So in today's video, we will discuss the top European Wonderkid that's been targeted by Celtic, whilst going over all the latest news from the club in the last 24 hours. But first, make sure you like this video and subscribe to the channel for more Celtic content. Celtic fans making the journey to Ibrox this Sunday have been issued updated travel instructions by the club's supporters liaison officer, John Paul Taylor. With the Hoops already crowned Scottish champions following last weekend's convincing 5-0 win over Dundee United, the final Glasgow derby of the season carries pride and bragging rights as its main stakes. Taylor confirmed that supporters in possession of valid match tickets should convene at the Broomloan Coach Park from 9:30 a.m. on match day. The aim is to have fans entering the stadium by 10:30 a.m, ensuring a controlled and timely arrival. The Coach Park on Broomloan Road is reserved strictly for supporters' coaches. Those planning to arrive by other means should take note and make alternative arrangements. Fans are also advised that ticket checks will be enforced on approach to the stadium, and early arrival is encouraged to avoid delays at entry points. This fixture marks Celtic's first trip to Govan since officially clinching their 55th league title, an achievement sealed with a dominant display against Dundee United. Despite losing the last two meetings with Rangers, Celtic's consistency elsewhere has ensured that the title race was effectively over well before the final derby of the season. Rodgers' side have kept things ticking at both ends of the pitch, finding goals regularly while staying solid at the back, doing the business while others slipped up. While the league title is now secured, the occasion remains significant. Supporters are reminded to follow the club's guidance to ensure safety and to help present Celtic in the best way on and off the pitch. Further club communications are expected ahead of the weekend to provide any last-minute updates. Fans should keep an eye on official Celtic channels for the latest information. Now for the main story, Celtic have been linked with a move for Hearts striker James Wilson, who has become a regular in the Jambo's first team this season at the age of 18. In March, Wilson received his first call-up to the senior Scotland squad for their UEFA Nations League playoff against Greece. He made his full international debut in the second leg of the tie, becoming the youngest player ever to represent Scotland at 18 years and 17 days old, breaking a 138-year-old record previously held by John Lambie. According to Chronicle Live, James Wilson has been scouted by both Celtic and Rangers, while Newcastle United are also said to be showing strong interest in a move for the young Scottish striker. With Wilson reportedly valued at around £1 million by Hearts, it's certainly a move Celtic could look to seal in the summer, especially with his current contract running until 2027. Whether Celtic will make a formal bid for Wilson remains to be seen, especially with strong competition from Newcastle United. It will be difficult to match the financial power of the Premier League side and the appeal of English top-flight football. However, if Wilson is focused on developing his career rather than simply chasing a wage increase, Celtic could offer the perfect platform, learning alongside the likes of Dezen Maeda and Adam Ida up front. With 5 goals this season in the Premiership, Wilson was recently nominated for the PFA Scotland Young Player of the Year award alongside Engles, a clear sign that the rest of Scottish football is taking notice of his breakthrough campaign at Hearts. In other news, Engles has praised Celtic captain Callum McGregor as the teammate he looks up to most, following his own nomination for the PFA Scotland Young Player of the Year award. The Belgian midfielder arrived at Celtic Park last summer from Augsburg for a club record fee of £11 million. Engles has taken some stick this season, but at just 21, he's held his own in his first year at Celtic. He's not quite lived up to the hefty price tag just yet, but there have been clear signs of the talent the Hoops paid big money for. Engles has become a regular in the middle of the park for Brendan Rodgers and is trusted to take corners and penalties. He's chipped in with a few goals and assists from set pieces, showing the technical quality that made Celtic go after him in the first place. However, he is loving learning from Celtic skipper Callum McGregor in particular. This is what he had to say. "Not even every game, but every day in the training sessions, they are showing their qualities," he said. "They are showing how good they are, and you see it also in all the games that he played. McGregor, is fantastic. You look up to these guys. and you are trying to steal some things that you can add to your game to improve yourself. He has been fantastic with all of the boys, actually. You are looking at everybody and trying to get some things out of everybody, making yourself better in the process, Engles concluded. With the Premier Sports Cup already secured after a dramatic penalty shootout win over Rangers in December, and the league title wrapped up in style with a 5-0 thumping of Dundee United at Tannadice on Saturday, Celtic have enjoyed a dominant domestic campaign. Brendan Rodgers' side clinched the title with 4 games to spare and now turn their focus to the Scottish Cup final next month, where they have the chance to seal a treble. For Arnie Engles, it's been a whirlwind first season in Glasgow, and with one more piece of silverware in sight, his debut year at the Hoops could end in the most memorable fashion. In other news, Celtic are once again being linked with Danish forward Mathias Kvistgaarden as Brendan Rodgers, and the Celtic hierarchy map out their summer transfer strategy. The 23-year-old striker has enjoyed a standout campaign with Brøndby IF, finding the net 16 times and registering 4 assists across 25 league games, form that has kept him firmly on Celtic's radar after earlier interest. Kvistgaarden has not been shy about hinting at a potential move, suggesting that new opportunities could arise in the upcoming transfer window. However, a move to Celtic would not come cheap. Brøndby are believed to value the striker at around 14 million, a figure that previously proved too steep for the Hoops to meet in January. That asking price could potentially remain a stumbling block. Adding further clarity to the situation, former Danish title winner turned pundit Francis Dicko has weighed in on Kvistgaarden's future, revealing how much Brøndby's sporting director will look to sell him for. He said, "It will be Benjamin Schmeidi's job to come up with around 100 million kroner or £11.3 million. I'm not sure that exactly 100 million kroner needs to be on the table before they say yes to it, but if you get there, I think they will also say yes." With Kyogo leaving in January, there is a clear need to bolster the Celtic attack. Kvistgaarden's eye for goal and potential for further development make him a logical target. As things stand, Kvistgaarden remains a player of interest to Celtic, but any move to the Hoops will hinge on Celtic's willingness to meet Brøndby's valuation and the striker's own ambitions for the next stage of his career. Yet, Dazen Maeda's prolific form this season, having shifted centrally and scored 33 goals, may complicate the decision-making process, potentially leading Celtic to look for a winger instead of a striker. Celtic currently have Dazen Maeda, Adam Idah and Johnny Kenny up top, but with ongoing doubts about Idah's long-term suitability and the lack of opportunities for Kenny, a proven striker like Kvistgaarden could offer depth and competition up front. Lastly, as Celtic close in on yet another historic treble, even former Rangers midfielder Andy Halliday has acknowledged the growing gulf between the two teams. With the Hoops on course for a 6th clean sweep in just 9 years, Halliday admitted that only a handful of players from the current Ibrox side would get into Brendan Rodgers' Celtic squad, a damning reflection of the contrast in squad quality. Halliday named 4 Rangers players he believes could fit into the Celtic squad: Nicholas Raskin, Mohamed Diomande, John Sautar and Vaclav Cerny. While those comments might even spark debate among Celtic supporters, it says a lot about the power and depth of this Celtic team. Halliday said, "I think Raskin would for Engles. That's why he's in the Belgium squad ahead of Engles. There aren't many. I think you'd take Vaclav Cerny in your squad anyway. You'd take Raskin in your squad. I think you would take Diamand in your squad as well. That's probably it. Oh, and Sutar. I'd take him the squad. He's done well this year. He's one of the few pass marks, I'd say," he concluded. While Engles has been a regular starter in his first season at Celtic Park, Celtic haven't been able to rely on him to control games consistently. That role still belongs to Callum McGregor and Rio Hatate, who continue to run the midfield with a mix of calmness, drive and quality. It's also worth pointing out that Engles is more of an all-round attacking midfielder, someone who chips in with goals and creates chances. Unlike Raskin, who operates more as a holding player, that makes the comparison a bit questionable. If anything, Raskin would find himself in direct competition with McGregor, and that debate ends the moment you say their names. The Celtic captain has proven his worth year after year and remains one of the first names on the team sheet. Sutar wouldn't start ahead of either Cameron Carter-Vickers or Liam Scales. Carter-Vickers has been the best defender in the country since arriving in 2021, while Scales has grown into a key player on the left side of defence with his ability on the ball. Sutar doesn't offer that same calmness or quality in possession that the Irishman does, Then there's Cerny, and it's hard to see how he'd be ahead of Nicholas Kuhn in the pecking order. Kuhn has shown some real flashes of quality since joining, and with James Forrest also finding form again in recent weeks, it would be difficult for Cerny to break into the starting side. And lastly, on Diomande, he simply isn't attacking-minded enough to displace either Hatate or Engles. Those two regularly create chances and score goals, something Diomande doesn't do nearly often enough. It's hard to make a case for any of the four Rangers players Halliday mentioned walking into this Celtic team. With Celtic now preparing for a Scottish Cup final and having already sealed the league title, talk of a treble isn't wishful thinking, it's close to becoming a reality. And as that success nears, the difference between the two sides looks more clear than ever. What are your thoughts on these? Let us know down in the comment section below. Make sure you've liked this video and subscribe to the channel for more Celtic content.